taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
And we had 3-belt unification last night. It was overall the pay-per-view. It definitely flowed. With the exception of one fight. Well, actually, no, two. On the main card, there was one fight really.
I'll tell you, we're gonna have to have a serious dialogue about a certain Cuban fighter on the pay-per-view, and I'm not talking about the one that got his eye busted in the main event.
We definitely need to talk. Oh, and we have another person that joined us. Rome Top 5. What's good, Rome?
What's poppin'? You already know what it is. Shot-Town in the building. Rome Top 5. We in here. Rain Gang, nigga. What's up?
Yes, sir, man. Rome Top 5, aka Chicago win because he leaves these niggas in the breeze. You know what I'm saying? Good for him. Appreciate y'all appreciate you joining us tonight, bruh. Because we're about to get into some boxing talk, man. Get into this pay-per-view last night, man. Before we get onto this main card, though, I forgot to talk about this preview, though. Because if you heard us on the when we previewed this stuff, we were saying that these fights should actually be on the main card, and a couple of the fights that were on the main card, which we will definitely talk about, should be on the preview. Who's going under a tunnel right now? Oh, that might be Pilot.
Slight turbulence. My fault. I'm on the road.
Yeah. No, bro, it's all good, man. So, the preview had 2 fights. The first fight, which I thought would have probably been a better showing, but it just turned out sometimes that, maybe even a preview might be too big of a light for some of these fighters. Of course, I'm talking about Zachary Ochoa and Brandon Lee. I was expecting a little bit more out of that fight. You would think that 2 young fighters on there, that trying to come up, you think they'd put a little bit more effort in. Lee tried, but unfortunately, making adjustments is not really his thing right now. And Ochoa didn't come to win; he came to survive, which kind of killed the fight to me.
I'm really not impressed with Brandon Lee, and last night didn't do him any favors in my eyes. I'm sorry, I don't see it. I don't get it. He's hyped up a lot, but he's pretty struggled to me.
He gets hyped up.
I don't see it.
Espinosa was mentioning him as a future cornerstone of the Showtime, and this is another case of the oversized, fighter not being able to cut off the ring.
Yeah.
Wow, y'all tried this nigga like he Berlanga. Like, really?
I don't think he's that struggle. But I thought I was a little disappointed he couldn't make the. Because obviously, Ochoa was, he was on his track. He was on his track shit. So he was like,
Ochoa was giving him opportunities to land. Like Ochoa wasn't Laura in it. Like, he moved around. But he did pop his jab. He stayed in the pocket sometimes, especially the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, but he didn't try to win though. Like, he tried to survive. I know
that's a testimony to lead power though.
Yeah.
But look, you saw when Breadman said, "Look, these are the last 2 rounds. I need you to go and get it." Did the man not try to go get it? Like, he didn't do that moving around surviving shit. He even hit Lee with like an overhand right that was like nasty.
Yeah, the last couple of rounds, Ochoa finally he got off his bike and actually tried to punch back. His last 2 rounds, it felt like.
Nah, but y'all gotta see the game plan. First of all, look, I can understand why King P is not high on dude, but it took like the 4th or 5th round to really see it. See, because what Ochoa was doing was he wanted Lee to take some off his punches. Because Lee is so used to just blasting guys out there early.
Right, he's real physical.
So he had to kind of weather that a little bit. So he couldn't really fight fire with fire. It's like, we take it back to Fight Night Champion. It's the whole Isaac Frost shit. Like, you know how you can't fight Isaac Frost the first 3 rounds?
Hell yeah.
Same thing. Like, Ochoa isn't like the biggest dude. Like, he has a smaller frame than Lee.
Right.
Lee looked like he could be at a full division above him. Ochoa looked like he's right there. So it's like you gotta factor in all that. So as soon as you saw the 4th round come, about toward the middle of the fourth, you see Ochoa starting to stand in there a little longer. And he's trying to fire back a little. And he's landing 1-2s. And you see Lee start fucking... That's when you see the struggle come in. Because he's like a half step behind Ochoa.
Right.
And then now you're really seeing that he can't cut off the ring. Because Ochoa is now... He's boxing him more than he's trying to survive.
Yeah, as the fight went on, it seemed like that, right? It seemed like as the fight went on, he boxed more than just trying to survive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, now, it did get to a point where Lee kind of stepped it up a little and Ochoa tried to survive a little more, like around the 7th or 8th. And then, you know, that's when, you know, you hear the conversation with Brad and the, hey, you gotta go get him this time. And then he sat down there in the pocket and he was giving it to Lee. So I thought, you know, Lee, considering everything, I just felt like Lee finally fought a guy who had a game plan, boxing ability, you know, to really not expose him, but to give him some real experience that was much fucking needed.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time that Lee actually went 10 rounds. I mean, the full time.
Yeah,
Lee still put hands on dude
those
now.
rounds. Definitely needed those rounds. So I'll give him I'll give him mulligan right there. You know what I'm saying? Like for his next outing. You know what I mean? For that outing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, it's just, but so it's just, like I said, it was just a little disappointing for Lee not be able to make an adjustment like that, be able to cut off the ring, and you know, and like I said, and I did feel that Ochoa did not came to survive because the announcers were really hyping up the shit about this nigga, like, oh, he's never been dropped before and all this other shit like that, and it's just like, you know, I'm seeing what I'm seeing, it's like,
Ochoa did try to survive a little bit. There was maybe 2 rounds I felt like he tried to survive, like, and that was in the middle of the fight. I think 6 or 7 or one of those rounds, or maybe the 8th. But as far as the first early rounds, that was a strategy to me. Like, I can't blame him for that. It's not. And then you got to look at Lee supposed to be able to. If you can't cut off the ring, you got to stop better. And I felt like he was putting hands on dude, but because he marked him up, but
it wasn't consistent hands.
Nah, it wasn't. But Lee throws such powerful shots that he don't have to damn. He's more like a less athletic Terry Norris or something. I don't know. Oh,
that's such a hell of a comparison.
Nah, just like he throws these power shots, but he ain't got the speed like Terry Norris said, but he got the meanness.
Yeah, he got the meanness. Yeah, it's just not the fluidity that Terry had. Yeah, when he threw shots. Yeah. You know,
that's what I mean. I ain't like, nah, he ain't no fucking Terry Norris now. I mean, I ain't saying all that. I'm just saying, like, he kind of remind me of him.
Like stylistically, I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, so basically, he won a decision, and the crowd, you know, the crowd obviously wasn't really reacting all that much to the fight, anyways. You know, which was a shame because I think that carried over into the next fight, you know, of the Freeview. You know, with Radzef Buteyev and Imantas Stanionis, you know, fighting, you know, for the GameStop version of the WBA welterweight title, and man,
we made you Ugas run from us title.
Yeah, and by the way, I think me and Elwie are both in agreement about this. There is like Ugas would have had trouble with both of these guys. I mean,
yes.
and he would have faced both of them too. There's no question about that. He would have faced both of them.
He got his ass whooped by both of them, man.
Yeah,
I told you, Ugas is big. I can't wait till the fucking I was about to say the main event.
Yeah, because like I said, because like these two, like and just to quote, like this, both these cats show some caveman chins. Like this shit was an old school Russian Lithuanian slugfest. I hit you, you hit me. Da! You know, that's pretty much what that shit was. Like,
but now one guy had that fucking triple G jab.
Stanionis' jab was crazy. Yeah, Stanionis' jab was crazy.
Stanionis, like I yeah, honestly, I did not expect that from Stanionis. Of the two fighters, I did not expect it from Stanionis to have his jab going like that.
But didn't we tell y'all that? Because I recall me and Pilot the only ones picking him. I could have sworn we mentioned the jab and the better technique.
Yeah, but the funny thing too, it's like, yeah, I mean, they were killing each other. Like, I mean, they stayed in the pocket for 12 rounds, throwing hellacious body shots to the, and Butayev, like, and the funny thing too is Butayev must have like that horse skin, like iron skin, because the nigga was not marked up at all. But Stanionis, hematomas, cuts, blood, all that. He had
his gloves in him too, because he did block a lot of shots. It's that Roy Jones Tarver 1 effect where it's a lot of the, your gloves and shit kind of hit you because he had a tight guard. Like, he had better guard than fucking Ugas.
Yeah, for sure. But it just seemed like Stanionis got slowly busted up over the fight. But he was more effective. And Butayev was led. Like, Butayev, funny things too is like because Batayev's work rate never really dropped. But Butayev was fighting dirty.
It was later. Yep. He was fighting dirty, pulling his head down. I was like,
rabbit.
It was getting annoying.
He was rabbit, but
Stanionis was putting his head down.
He was leaning low. He was putting his head down. Yeah.
Stanionis was keeping leaning low.
5'8" in a crouch style. Of course, he's gonna be low. Like, that's his style. Like, his head wasn't low on some like crazy shit. Like, Butayev just a dirty smuck.
Like,
come on, like.
No, you can't call a nigga dirty. He was taking what he had. That's what he had. He had to take it. What the fuck?
Dirty motherfuckers do that.
He knew he was losing his belt. He knew the nigga was teeing off on his face. He like, yo, nigga, I'm losing rounds. Let me come up. I know I'm stronger than this nigga, so let me come up. So he tried to do him dirty.
Right? Did he lose a point?
Yeah.
Thank God he lost a point. Shit.
Yeah, he took a point
Bastard.
late in the fight. It was like in the 10th or 11th round he took the point. I was like, damn, he should have took it earlier. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he needed it right there because that's when he was like the most flake. Dude held him down because it's fresh in my head because me and Rome just finished like watching this fight like 3 hours ago, and he held dude's head down. And he hit him in the kidney, and then the second shot, he hauled off, and like he really wilded up and fucking whacked this man. Like, there's a reason Stanionis slowed down in the last, 3-4 rounds. But in the 12th round, Stanionis picked it back up and beat the shit out of this dude again.
Teeing off on a nigga.
Butayev ain't really win that many rounds. He won like maybe 3-4 rounds.
Probably the last what 7 through 10 probably.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where he picked
Somewhere
it up.
around there,
It was too late at that point. Like, he already lost the fight. Like, you already lose 8 rounds, nigga. It's done.
Well,
what the fuck?
That's what I thought was gonna happen. That's why I was banking on. That's why I had picked Butayev, because I thought Stanionis would outbox him, and Butayev would kind of make him wilt a little bit at the end. Because just the constant pressure, because Butayev doesn't get tired, he just keeps going. And I thought Stanionis was going to be there to be hit, and eventually he would just falter, but he didn't. Yeah. So props to Saitama.
Yeah, and Stanionis did, like I said, make those like Stanionis did get hit. Like, they were like, he got hands put on him. But they both put hands on each other. Like Butayev, though, like I said,
but one person just put way more quality hands on the other guy.
Yeah, way more quality. Yeah, way more quality. Way more effective landing, cleaning shots. It felt like.
Dog, niggas hear this nigga punches. Stanionis' jab was just sounding like somebody throwing a bag of rice or something.
It was a thudding jab, yeah.
Yeah, it was
like you could just close it though. Ron was playing the fucking fight from his phone. I'm just sitting on a milk crate vibing. I can just close my eyes, just soaking in the damn evening Florida wind breeze, and I could just visualize. I'm not even looking at this nigga phone. I'm just listening, and I'm hearing like this on some fucking.
I was telling you, these were the strongest jabs I ever seen in my life. Like, the 1-2s literally were punching straight through this man's jaw, like boom, 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 boom. The nigga was getting rocked. What the fuck? Yeah. Like, nigga, you lost your belt, nigga. On to the next.
Yeah,
and fuck that judge, yo.
Yeah, but the wild thing is too is like neither of them like wobble from these shots. Like Buteyev or Stanios did not wobble from these shots. Like, you know,
Buteyev had his head snapped back though repeatedly.
He did, you know, but it's like he snapped back and he went back to work.
But he'll go back to work. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and
like, he took them shits like a G. I give him that.
Yeah, and like you know too, like at the end of the bell, you see them niggas they're looking at each other like with fury in their eyes. Like niggas were just like staring at each other at the end of the bell, like and what, you know what I'm saying? The bell saved you. What now? Like, you know, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, have you ever boxed somebody who fight dirty? Like, you never really you always have some type of anger towards them. I mean, I know I do. Fuck all that. Like, I don't know how these new niggas is, but like, nah, like, it's like you don't have that camaraderie of the whole, oh man, great fight, bro. Like that warrior shit. Like, you don't have no Mickey Ward Gotti moments with a Saki Obika motherfucker. Like,
right.
Like no one gives a chest bump to John Ruiz after a fight, nigga. Like, so it's kind of that type of shit. You kind of like, oh, thank God it's over. I see this motherfucker in the street. I swear, like, hit this motherfucker with 2x4. Then I'm jabbing and left hooks and all that other boxing shit.
But yeah, no. And the funny thing too, it was like these two were beating the hell out of each other, but the crowd was just so trash. Like, it was,
bro, it seemed like the whole fight
weren't even there yet.
Spent. You know what I mean? Like,
they didn't show up
yet.
yet.
Just dead. It felt like. Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. All 12 of them niggas was trash as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Facts, bro. Like, and that's why I was like, this is like this should have been on the main card. Like, this shit would have been a proper warm up to the main event. But this shit was probably a low key. It was a fight of the year. To me, it was a fight of the year candidate for sure.
It definitely goes on the list.
Yeah. However,
maybe lower half.
Yeah,
maybe
it's gonna be up
half
there.
right now. I mean, it's gonna be up there.
Yeah, like I I said, old school caveman chin slugfest like that. Shit,
Jab
fest, Lord. So, however, now when I heard that split decision, I was like, okay, because I was like, here we go. One judge gave Buteyev the fight by 1. Even with the point deduction of 114, 113.
That person never need to judge again in his life. He need to get a Stanionis jab. Like, wow, like how can you not score this? Wow.
But however, the two judges, scored the fight pretty widely for Stanionis.
Pretty correctly.
Yeah, 117, 110, and 116, 111. So
yeah. Well, 116, 111 was good with me.
Yeah, 116, 111 was on that level. Yeah, 114, 130 for Buteyev was just like that was some. They might have had some pre-filled rounds out on the card. But yeah,
I hate the Stanionis guy.
Props to Stanionis. Yeah, but mad props to Stanionis because I honestly didn't think that he would follow. Even himself, like, even the announcers were talking about. Oh yeah, he's like he doesn't know how to box. Oh, he knows how to brawl. But dude actually showed some real boxing ability against someone who can actually box and was actually putting in the work. And even in guy's face busted up over it because he had hematomas over his forehead and shit. Like, So
I think he's just one of those guys who kind of he busts up easily. Because the thing is, Buteyev wasn't hitting him clean like that throughout the fight. Like, he landed some good ones, but Stanionis was a way cleaner puncher.
I mean, either that or Buteyev has heavier hands. That
could be that too. Because both of them niggas' hands are heavy.
Well, let's put it this way: Buteyev did the same thing to Jamal James too. Jamal James was busted up, so he just might have some really heavy hands.
Heavy hands, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
but he don't have to hit you like clean, sharp shots. He can just club at you, and it's like you're like, God damn, like.
Yeah, and Jamal James definitely doesn't bust up like that. So I
think Buteyev was working on the body on Jamal James' frail self, whereas Stanley, I think he tried to do the same with Stanley with the break down the body, but Stanley's a little bit more filled out. I felt like.
Yeah, I think Stanionis is like one of them. Is a stocky dude, like is a well-built dude. I think that's where Jamal James is like lanky and shit. So that's.
Jamal James ain't had that damn jab on fucking Buteyev either.
Yeah,
he had that movement.
Yeah, stylistically, Jamal James was all bad. He was all bad for Buteyev, whereas the style clash here obviously was more.
Yeah, Stanley, I think, was built to take some punishment, and he did take some punishment. So,
because look, Boutier has his hands down. Boutier couldn't really keep the distance right with Stanlionis.
Honestly, the only reason Boutier even won the later rounds is because Stanlionis got gas, because he really gave it all he got. Honestly, he should have really knocked the nigga out. If Boutier wasn't a tough ass nigga, he would have knocked out anybody else.
Yeah, most guys would have been done.
He would have knocked out anybody else. But the shots that Boutier was taking, he's like, yo, what the fuck? This nigga's not going down.
Yeah,
and then when Boutier went to his corner and realized, yo, nigga, you're losing. You about to lose your championship, nigga. You need to step it up. It was too late at that point, but that's when he stepped it up. And it was Sabonis could only get off. I mean, so whatever the fuck the nigga name is, he could only get off a 1-2 here or there, like a counter shot, you know, because he couldn't really be on the attack because he was too tired.
But he had like you said, he had enough money in the bank from the early rounds. Where it was like,
right? Yeah, you know.
Well, not for that one judge.
Yeah.
It was going to be a life or death fight either way. Like,
yeah, no, but yeah, that was a hell of a fight. And Stanlionis, you know, he won. He got a GameStop belt, and now he's probably going to be, you know, a mandatory. That is, if they actually do call it mandatory, instead of giving us the fight that we all want. And of course, that we'll probably talk about a little later in there. But
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not mad if Stanlionis is a Mando for one of these. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
Hey, you want to pick up a fight? Give me the doubleheader with Crawford Thurman and Spence Stanlionis, winners fight for everything at the end.
Nah. We need that. Nah.
I don't care. I'm good. I want to see fights, man.
Stanlionis, like, I mean, like I said, I was like, okay, so he does have a jab, and he has an educated jab, and an educated power jab, you know, and he can actually win a fight behind the jab and being able to take some punishment. So,
I can see Stanley facing Crowley or some shit. You know what I mean?
Oh Lord, and that's actually that's actually a good segue into, you know,
great value sweet hands. Nah,
his name's Canada Plant.
Canada Plant.
because
Canada Dry.
But yeah, the main card though. I mean, I want to do a sum up before we go into the individual fights. There were 3 retirement fights on there. One that wasn't seen as one, and then 2 that were, and all 3 of them were like, all 3 losers were like, yeah, you need to see them, you know, stop fighting. And the first one, you know, is Cody the Crippler Crowley. Personally, that nickname doesn't fit. Dude's got to change his nickname. Like,
he ain't no Crispin Wall ass nigga.
Yeah, he ain't crippling nothing. Like, I mean, he has 9 KOs. He ain't crippling nothing.
Well, I mean, at least you know he won't cripple his wife and kid.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Damn, that was crazy. Oh shit.
Yeah, P went there.
I mean, this is Ring Gang. I mean,
it shit happens. You know, we do go
for
there.
real.
You know, but Cody Crowley, and he faced, you know, Josecito Lopez. And there's a joke that we have around here. Josecito Lopez does not enter the ring with his health bar at full, you know, at 100%. And if you know, obviously you have to follow his fights to know why we say that. Because, you know, all right, who's that? Well, that was more of a pilot turbulence thing. But yeah, so pretty much, you know, Josecito hasn't been, you know, I think it's been inactive. He had an injury last time out or whatever, and Crowley scored an upset his last time out. So pretty much it was a Crowley showcase, and I like this fight too because, like I said, Josecito at least had some momentum. He won his last couple fights against good opponents. Well, one good opponent, the other one was just he put in retirement. So,
but we thought it was going to be a good fight, though.
Yeah, it was always going to be a good fight. So I had no problem. I was good. And the fight itself was not that great, and I think it's because Crowley, you know, Crowley was throwing the combinations, but you know, when it's clear that he didn't have a lot of power, and this is the power against Josecito Lopez. You know, Josecito Lopez off rip looked terrible. Like, one thing about shot fighters or fading fighters is the first thing that you can see that visibly goes is their footwork. It becomes all herky jerky and stuff like that. Like, it's really unsteady. Like, you know, and
mad rusty.
Yeah, that too. And you see that, and it's just like, oh boy, like like not being able to keep their balance. And then Crowley is just hitting him with everything he got, but Jose is not really going anywhere. Yeah. So
and then Josecito Lopez was able to damn respond with like crazy amount of body punching. I'm like, damn, like where this came from.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, I thought Crowley would get affected by that, but I mean, I guess Crowley was able to take those shots left, and he did score a check hook knockdown. Some people say it was probably the back of the head.
You know, like the back of the head. I ain't gonna lie.
But on the replay, it showed that it was like the top of the head. It wasn't complete top, but it was enough where it was probably a legal shot, and where Josecito was kind of leaning forward, and he had done that plenty of times during the fight before and after the knockdown. So, but near the end,
he got the privilege. I forgot he got the privilege for it.
Yeah. I think the long layoff because Lopez is an older fighter. He was supposed to fight, but it got something got canceled. Or he caught COVID or something.
No, I think he got injured. He got injured.
Oh, he got injured. Yeah, and I feel like it's that long layoff because he was kind of on a hot streak before that. But Father Time's been defeated.
Yeah, and I mean, you have to say, I mean, this guy's fought Maidana, he's fought Canelo, he's fought Victor Ortiz, he's fought Andre Berto,
Keith Thurman,
yeah, like dude's fought a lot of, dude's been put through the ringer, like so he's had a lot of tough fights in his career.
I mean, I think everybody thought, I'm surprised he's lasted this long. I feel like everybody thought he was done after the Berto fight, really.
Well, yeah, I mean, do what he fought Ortiz, Canelo, and Maidana in a row, which was like,
yeah, that's the ringer. Well, I mean, he got like a second life because of the Keith Thurman and Steve Willis, meme and all that. He did. Yeah. So that was like literally they give him a second lifeline, literally. I feel like in boxing.
When he had Thurman on Queer Street in that one round,
And you got Steve Willis. Steve Willis is
he's over there
with the bug eyes.
He got the Thurman body shot stimulus, and Thurman coming back rusty stimulus.
Yep, and then he sent John Molina into retirement. He sent Francisco Santana into retirement. So it's like he had a streak going. So yeah, it's just like you hate to see Crowley. Crowley's nothing special. Like, and he was talking like he was special. Like he was talking too much.
Oh my god! Okay, look, we have to address that.
Go ahead, bruh. Address this.
If you do not relieve a motherfucker from his senses, you do not get to fucking make grand life speeches and shit. No one cares about your story. Look, we didn't see you fight for 10 rounds. Like, goddamn, like you didn't have enough time with us. Thank Jesus. Thank Heyman. Thank your mom, dad, whatever, your trainer, and keep it fucking moving. Like, no one's trying to hear about your hard knock life story. Like, we don't give a fuck about.
He's been kind of on a media run too, so I felt like he's probably feeling like he's getting a push.
Fuck all that. No one cares, man. Like, this dude's fights aren't exciting like that, and he's not showing any type of exceptional skill. Like, at least Plant, like, he has that style where you're like, it's aesthetically pleasing. Like, Crowley is like the damn fucking Kmart brand fucking Plant, son. Like, the fuck out of here. You don't get all that talking afterwards, man. Shut up. Leave my ring. Like, the fuck out of here. Get off my TV.
I mean, he usually had
Thankfully, I tuned him out. Thankfully, I wasn't even really paying attention.
After that fifth round, I was like, that was the most boring part of the whole pay-per-view.
Yeah. Like, dude, like, when you only get to make, like, tell us about your story and your hard knock life and your fucking Ghostface Killer verse and all that shit after you knock a motherfucker out.
Exactly.
You knock a motherfucker out, then we're like, shit, he might knock me out. Well, I'll listen. What the fuck this nigga got to say? Like, say what you got to say, bro. Like, you can talk. Go ahead.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, he didn't stick to the
no sweet science, a motherfucker that damn thinking we want to read your audio clip.
Yeah, like, I mean, he just needed to stick to the typical PBC fighter template. Thank Showtime, thank Al Heyman, yes, and, thank Josecito Lopez,
I don't know who I'm gonna fight next. I'll fight anybody. I won't call anybody out though.
That was
exactly.
He think I love you, I love you, Josecito. That was kind of weird. That was a little.
Yeah, he was like, I love you.
I love you, man. I love you.
And the funny thing too is that the weigh-in, like Josecito was looking at this nigga like, you know, like he was straight up like garbage and shit like that.
Because Josecito knows if this was in his prime, he'll be wiping his ass with this dude. Like that's why.
Yeah, so that's why it was just sad to see that. I mean, Josecito is clean. I mean, it's clean. I mean, he has seen better days. I mean, I think he turns 38 this year, so it's like, you know, there's only so many beatings that have been. Yeah, I say you don't realize how long he's actually been around. Like, I mean,
I think it's the layoff this time though. Like, I think if he wasn't gone for so long, you hate to see it happen. Because Riverside Rocky that gave us so much exciting moments, but damn, it might be time.
Classic fights.
Yeah.
I mean, dude almost has 50 fights. So it's like,
jeez, like he's one of the like old school, like new school niggas.
Yeah, exactly. Like you just really, because I mean, this guy. I mean, he was on ESPN all those years ago and shit like that.
And he always showed heart, like all the time. Like,
right. So yeah. That's why it's amazing that dude is actually still out there and still trying to do something. But yeah, I think he's probably done. And unfortunately, the theme of the whole pay-per-view continued. The next fight was just sickening to watch, you know, and I did not like this fight at all. Jose Valenzuela and, you know, facing Francisco Vargas. Now, if you've never watched a Francisco Vargas fight before, there's a reason why it's a sickening fight, because Valenzuela needed only, how many seconds? Probably 90 seconds to knock Vargas completely the fuck out.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
and that shit was so fast and violent, like damn.
Yeah, I literally blinked, and I literally turned my head away for 1 minute, and I turn around, and he's on the floor convulsing, like what the heck?
Yeah,
and you know,
nigga, that was the sadness.
Yeah, and nigga, your word facts. Yo, and niggas were trying to say that this nigga took a dive. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Bro, yeah, no way.
Like Vargas was seeing the top of his brain on the canvas, nigga. Come on, like
that 1-2 is bad. But yeah. I mean, I was gonna say there's like so many fucking Valenzuelas to keep up with, but this one might be one.
This Valenzuela seems like. Yeah, I mean, I hate that he had to do that, but you know, because they were talking about, oh yeah, he's knocked like 5 or 6 people out in a row, and like 5 in the first round or some shit like that.
Oh my! And y'all feeding Vargas to this dude, like.
Yeah, that's why I was just and then Vargas, and I have a lot of respect for Vargas. Like, I mean, Vargas was part of one of the better eras in the last 20 years at super featherweight. You know, dude shed blood, blood, and you know whatever type of physiology this nigga's lost in the wars he had all those years ago. So I mean, dude is, you know, he's like 30, he's 37 or 38 himself too, and you didn't want to see that, but. Yeah, unfortunately, Father Time waits for no man, and it's just, you know, unfortunately, he was just fed to a younger, fresher fighter who was significantly bigger than him too. Like there wasn't.
Yeah, like this nigga look like he could fight that damn junior welterweight.
Bro, there's too many. There's too many just freaking 135 that are really junior middleweights, bro.
Yeah,
too many.
Yeah, they become some fucking weight. And Valentine, I was like, God damn, this nigga is big. And so it just makes it all the sickening that Vargas got laid out the way he did. But
dude, I felt like it looked like Keith Thurman hit this dude, yo. Like,
Prime Keith. Yeah, but I like the guy Oreo. Hopefully, PBC 135.
Dude, if Keith Thurman now hits Francisco Vargas like that, the same shit happens. You talking about prime Keith Thurman?
Yeah.
That's what makes it bad. That's like saying. Like, I bet Jeff Lacey could left hook fucking a lightweight right now and send him through the roof and shit. Like, come on. Like, just the size difference. Like that shit was just too big. Like damn. Yeah. Nigga looking like a boss out of a fucking Boombox movie or some shit.
It makes he's kind of quote unquote weight bullying because he's with Coke Boy Benavides.
Oh yeah, with Benavides. Yeah, Benavides was all out there. Nigga was out there dressed like dressed like a disco queen or some shit like that. Not in the dude was out there with this this stunner shades and shit like that. This dude was out there like
with the white suit looking like Sosa.
Yeah, dude has a penchant for some flashy ass clothing. I will say that dude be out there. You just like, damn, this nigga just got done.
I mean, I'd rather him look like a supplier than be on the other end of that spectrum like before.
Oh, it was on both ends.
Yeah, nigga gets hot off his own supply. Nigga's his own plug.
Hold on, so he Tony then. Why y'all call
that Charlo's interview? You can tell
you calling that nigga Sosa. Charlos was looking lit as fuck. Like
they were lit. They were hot.
yeah. Charlos, especially Mel. Mel was good lord. Like my dad said, he sounded like he got his brain rattled.
Them niggas is on some good out there.
It seemed like Jamal. It seemed like Jamal was more fucked up talking, but Jamel looked more fucked up looking. You know what I mean? They both looked like they were sharing.
Like this dude was out there in a fucking man in a yellow hat, Curious George ass hat, nigga, and over here.
Oh wow,
sounding raspy as shit.
This nigga said Curious George hat. Damn, nigga, like
bro, Jamel's voice. What the fuck is Jamel's voice? Sound like he sniffs helium for fun.
Yeah, no, Mel was high as a fucking kite. He was either drunk or he was clearly that wasn't natural. That nigga was.
But yo, one thing we gotta mention is for these niggas who whatever they get on when they be at these fights, cause they be on something. They look like they be having the time of their lives.
For real.
But I say this, folks, when you see all of that. These motherfuckers be like some of the most in shape fucking boxers in the sport. So that's just crazy how they can go to one end and go to the that's just crazy. Like
it's also alarming. Yeah. It's also alarming because Jamel's fight's coming up like in a month.
Yeah.
Boy, both of them are fighting pretty soon. And
because one's fighting for Juneteenth, and Black Americans across the country.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just funny too because I mean, obviously that infamous video where all of the Charlos and Spence are all up on there, like they're lit on camera, just talking all types of shit. Like you can tell that all of them are gone. Like, yeah, they be getting super lit.
They do. And remember how Spence used to be in a little clique too, dog. Like, remember they used to be like a whole squad.
Spence, Tank, Robert Easter,
Broder.
Yeah.
Out there, glassy eye, can't even do math.
Them niggas had about at least like 3-4 mixtapes.
Like they were Al Heyman's Rat Pack or some shit.
You'll get like a Wilder feature, a Leo Santa Cruz feature. Sometimes Swift will show up, like. But there was the core right there.
Yeah, and then of course the Charles, obviously, they're talking about Benavides, and then eventually that whole shit spilled out during the Gamboa Cruz fight, which I'll talk about shortly. They must
have talked about.
Other than this, it's another sickening bout where Gamboa. And it's sad too because Prime Gamboa could have been all time great.
We gotta have a dialogue about this. This is disgusting.
Yeah, Gamboa.
And just to think that a decade ago, this guy was the best featherweight in the game. And to see the downfall. Like, I know, we all joke about the Cuban school of boxing and Cuban fighters. Not this Cuban fighter. This Cuban fighter was always the goods to me.
He was definitely
he could have been such a great fighter, and then he was mismanaged, mishapped, didn't get the fights that he needed to get, marinating, the promoter problems.
Perfect example for Crawford lawsuit.
Yeah,
he was the Crawford before Crawford.
He missed out on the on the Lopez fight. He missed out on fighting Mikey Garcia. And then
Brandon Rios.
And then he got the Crawford fight, and since the Crawford fight, he's been getting treated like a damn prostitute, and it's sickening.
Yeah, it's pretty much I mean, he has a job. He has a jobber knockout loss to Robinson Castellanos, and then You know, he's struggling with the likes of Jason Sosa, who couldn't carry his bags on his best day. You know, and then you see his last 3 fights. You know, the Tank fight, which Tank struggles to put him away and gets a mercy stoppage, and then Haney goes 12 with him too. It doesn't hurt him or drop him. Yeah. And then we have Isaac Cruz, and I didn't want to see this fight at all, like, because I already knew what was going to happen. Yeah, but Isaac Cruz came out there with fire in his eyes, like, dude was
swinging like Wilder, like a prime Wilder. With the windmill.
But he knew he was on the big stage. Like you saw, he
needed to make a statement.
Yeah, he was appreciative.
When I saw Gamboa get peg legged, I was like, okay, yeah, stop this fight now.
Bro, does Gamboa start? Does his meter start like yellow right when the bell?
That's just orange.
It's just orange when the bell rings. That's just quarter tank.
I mean,
by the time
his chin was always red. His chin was always on red, so now it's even worse. Like, we can't do this no more. Like, he's gonna get brain damage at this rate.
No,
I hope that he's paying him. I hope he's at least a well-paid prostitute, not a short-stay prostitute.
You know, because Cruz did everything on this.
Like,
what the fuck? Like Cruz, Cruz did. He left his jab at home. He was like, you know what? Like this nigga's head is right now.
Hey, but he got.
This was Cruz's Sean Porter Milanaji performance.
Yeah. Cruz definitely positioned himself back to a big fight.
Yeah,
I mean,
Gamboa was hitting. Gamboa got hit with everything, like hooks. Like, you know, wild overhand rights.
Like, them overhands was nasty.
That overhands was landing something serious.
Yeah, and the funny thing, I think it was either the second. It was either the second round or the 4th round knockdown. But there was one of those knockdowns where it looked like that Gamboa should have been sleeping, but somehow he
come on. It's like I don't know how he touches the mat and gets back up right away. Or he just
I was like, why? Where are these powers of recovery coming from? Because like dude was taking shots that should have slept him. Like,
it looks like it. Then he lands on the mat. Then he gets back up. I'm like, what the fuck?
He be getting back up. He don't even be looking hurt like that. He be looking more hurt before he fall. Like,
yep, exactly. Then like
he be in midair looking hurt, but it's like as soon as he hit the floor, it's like he's revitalized. I'm like, what the fuck?
Some weird cheat code type shit going on.
Yeah, and especially the last combination.
That's a mutant power.
Yeah, and the last combination he took in the penultimate round, where dude took a hook and then took a right hand that sent him all the way into the ropes, and the referee finally is like, stop this shit. And even then, and then Gamboa was like, he got up, but Gamboa was like still wobbly, like the referee had to hold him up. And shit.
And he wanted to continue. Like that boy's a loser.
His chin to recovery ratio would make even Amir Khan jealous.
Yeah, and then Joshua, I saw. Yeah, Gamboa's corner was trash, absolute trash. Like honestly, that fight should have never went like 2 rounds. Like they should.
We get one exciting Cuban boxer since Casamayor, and y'all fucking ruined him.
Yeah.
Thank you, boxing. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Top Rank. Thank you, all the other motherfuckers who had a hand in that.
Right.
Well, maybe since now Cubans can turn pro, maybe we'll get some more. But who knows? We also could get more salsa dancing ones around the ring.
Yeah.
Hey, shouts out to Morel though. David Morel Jr. might buck that trend at least for the new school.
Well,
word. Yeah, that's true.
That remains to be seen for him, though. Still, you know.
But hold on, let me ask you this: Who got hit with more overhand rights, Gamboa or Campbell Hatton?
Campbell Hatton, dog. Yeah, Campbell Hatton for sure. That was my God.
Campbell Hatton has never seen an overhand right that he didn't like.
Right, he needs to stop. Hold on, let me.
I cringe when he be getting hit because I be like, man, if I feel this way, how did his parents feel? How did his grandmother feel? Because I remember like his dad fights, his mom didn't want to see his dad fights.
Right.
So and then Ricky was damn good. Like
Ricky was good.
And so he wasn't never getting clocked like his son do it. So seeing his son get hit, I'm like, shit. Like,
yeah. He's gonna have the wrong. But let me ask you this, LB. I know because this is your boy a little bit. Who would you favor between Cruz and JoJo Diaz?
Oh wow, that's actually a good fucking fight. Actually, wow, I would say JoJo on that one, but that's a good fucking fight.
Yeah, they should make that.
It got draw vibes too.
I want to see Cruz versus Michelle Rivera. I think that would be a good fight.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, like.
And funny things too is after Cruz put away Gamboa, Oscar and Ryan Garcia both played. Oscar's like, yeah,
tag team. Yeah, pause.
yeah, $1 million, you know, for a summer fight with Ryan Garcia, and then Ryan Garcia is like starting his usual, wow guys, wow, this is a good performance. Yeah, you think you should fight me? Wow. Yes, I'm just
don't you just sound like Oscar De La Hoya when you do that? Like,
well, that's the thing. People were getting mad about Cruz's response. I mean, I guess Cruz said he don't need that fight. So, people are trying to flip it like, oh, Cruz is the antagonist in this. Like, oh, why don't you?
I mean, he does need that fight. Ryan Garcia calls you out, and these niggas is throwing $1 million at you. Like, what else is popping out there? Like, you just fought the other biggest cash cow. Like, the handicap boys is tied up. Like,
man, I wouldn't believe Ryan Garcia if his tongue was notarized. So he can say what he wants, but we'll see it when he actually happens. And
he'll probably turn to him. He could talk to Oscar's high ass, like whoever runs the company for that day. Like, I ain't gonna dismiss it. I'm just saying, like
that whole team be on some bullshit. So I can't trust anything that they say.
That's true. That's true. I can't even blame you on that.
There's a couple things with Golden Boy. They need Richard Schaefer back. And they also they got to have more faith in everybody except Virgil Ortiz.
Oh, isn't Schaefer helping with Pro Bellum?
Yeah,
you want the cartel back?
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. You know, but yeah, I would think that Cruz might just want to get take in some of these offers because fighting Gamboa after the Tank fight was I thought that was horrible. That he didn't need to fight Gamboa like that.
But now he got a good highlight now because people been like Cruz is getting known like that Tank like Rolly catching that bullshit. And I say Rolly because it was Rolly's situation that caused it. It wasn't like Tank was like, you know what, here we go, we can fight you. Nah.
Knowing PBC, they'll probably give him Fortuna or some shit. Even though I heard Frank Martin might be fighting that, making that. But I feel like that's going to be a kind of fight. Like, because Cruz looks old as fuck, but he's only 24, 23, you know what I mean? He looks old. So, I mean, they're smart. They're rebuilding him than defeating him to a shark.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because they have to. Because especially if they're not gonna cross the street for any of the other notable lightweights, then they're gonna try to be quote unquote creative with this matchmaking. But Cruz definitely, if you really want to make an impact, you go after someone who's a heavy hitter, like right now, and leave the Gamboas alone.
I don't mind the Ryan Garcia fight, or JoJo Diaz, or you go after the money fights.
Right. So
stay away from Zepeda, go after the bigger Golden Boy names.
Well, I mean, with the same side of the street, PBC is 135. The Tank and the guy of Valenzuela, Frank Martin, Cruz, Rolly, if you want to count Rolly. They can make fights on that side of the street that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, they could, but for some reason they're not.
Oh, like the zone.
Yeah, pretty much.
that one was for chop.
Yeah, of course. But the undercard was just like it was 3 retirement cards, and it's like it really just it really should have had at least another high level fight on there rather than just a whole bunch of. You see a lot of faded fighters just take ass whoopings, like really bad ones at that.
Yeah, but I'm not going to complain about it too much because
it was entertaining. It was entertaining.
We got free because look, we needed knockouts before the Spence Ugas fight. Like, I didn't need to see these guys go decisions. Like, the free card was the fights where I didn't mind decisions because those were the most even matchups. And even Crawley Lopez, but Crawley just in this fucking. His damn award-winning speech at the end, but we needed these 2 knockouts.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's no country for old men in boxing. unless you're them Hopkins, Golovkin, and them type niggas.
Right. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, like I said, it flowed and it provided this type of shit that people wanted to see, and it is what it is. I just didn't really like seeing it like that.
Yeah, me either. I don't do like that's good. Was it entertaining? Yes. Was the card fast? Did it go by? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to see niggas scramble. Like I feel like y'all picking on Vargas and that boy. Like
right.
But I'm happy for Cruz getting the little hype he's getting. I feel like he's someone who's grateful for it, and he's making the best out of it. But please get some better opponents, man. For
sure. But at least it warmed up everyone for the main event. With Errol Spence, Yordenis Ugas, man, and LB, I'll let you lead off the conversation, man. What did we think about the main event? Since your Cuban school of boxing thing is legendary around these parts.
All right, first off, I told y'all this nigga Ugas was mid as fuck. Told y'all this nigga was trash. Told y'all he was overrated. That motherfucker is trash. Told y'all niggas that shit. And all you motherfuckers arguing with me on Twitter, he's trash. Motherfucker was garbage. Look, when Danny Garcia throws 700 punches and you can't even do that, like, bro, like, this nigga is like the great value Clottey for this era. With less power, less aggression, worse defense, because I've never seen Clottey look like that, like, and get hit like that. He'll get outworked, but God dog, like I said, Spence is gonna beat this dude's ass. He'll probably go to decision, but if Spence just jumps on him and stays on him, he'll probably stop him. And that's what happened. He just kept beating the shit out of him. That's the best I've ever seen Spence look. He seemed quicker.
But the funny thing is, but the funny thing is, like in the first couple of rounds, I mean, Ugas looked like he was doing actual work. Like he definitely won the first round clear. Like
he was game. Yeah, he was.
Game. He was definitely game. Like he was hitting the body jabs. He was countering Spence clean.
He was hanging with him, but then it's like he just basically did like he always does. He goes in the sparring partner mode. Like this is the thing with dude. Ugas, he's just used to a certain tempo and intensity from everybody. And so he only responds, he fights down to everybody's level. But he's never fought somebody that just came at the level of Spence. Like, he barely handled Pacquiao's old ass level. Yeah. Like, he should have put his foot in Pacquiao's ass. Like, I talked to a bunch of casuals and they were feeling like, man, if that fight was a draw, I wouldn't even complain. I'm like, God damn, like, you, like, and I'm in my head, I'm like, I mean, you guys won clearly, but like, it's too many niggas saying shit like this for me to be like, does not pay it no mind. But then same thing with the Sean Porter fight. He got his 15 fans on Twitter act like he got robbed, like this is fucking Courtney Burton, Emmanuel Augustus. Half the time, anytime he had Porter at any disadvantage, he pulls back and just watches Porter do his and one dribble, hustling around the ring and shit. And same thing with Pacquiao. If he wasn't trying to control Pacquiao with the jab, he would let Pacquiao dart in and just throw his damn combinations. He would block like 70% of them. Two would get in, and it's like he would respond with his own 1-2, which is cleaner. But he does that maybe 3 times out the round. Then you factor in the amount of punches Manny's throwing. So it's like the rounds are just fucking close for no reason. Well, Spence fucking wasn't having that. Spence fucking jumped on this dude, jabbed, got his way on the inside, and just put fucking hands on this dude.
However, though, there was a very moment in there, and it was controversial, you know, to a degree, where Ugas in the 6th round does rock Spence with a right hand and knocks his mouthpiece out. and Spence does this weird staggering type of shit. You know, something that you don't really see them do.
He later explained it though, like, and I don't think he was.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is when the cat should have pounced. But since he didn't, he lost the fight.
Hey, hold on. Should there been marked as a knockdown or no? What do you think?
Nah.
Well, he fell to the
ropes held him up.
The ropes held him up, so that should be.
It should have been a knockdown. I feel like.
Get the fuck out of here! It's like, dude, the way Gamboa fell in those ropes, that's a fucking knockdown. This shit was like. He just bounced into the ropes. Like, it wasn't no like, oh shit, like this wasn't no Roy Jones Tony where it's like his ass is like 6 inches from the canvas.
That nigga stumbled backwards into the ropes. Like first of all, then Spence got staggered off the initial right hand that knocked his mouthpiece out, and then afterwards he tried to hang in there, but then afterwards he took another shot that sent him into the ropes, and then because. This is Lawrence Cole. Lawrence Cole was supposed to stop the fight when there's a lull in the action, which he didn't do. So
why is Lawrence Cole still getting big profile fights?
Such a trash referee.
Why?
I feel like he's like a fucking an industry plan or some shit. Like,
is it his daddy?
Predicament.
Like, I think his daddy's
that's like head of the commission. That's the reason why he gets.
See, nepotism. Like,
yeah,
see,
but he's
steroids.
He's incompetent, man.
Yeah,
too many times, like since HBO days, like he has an era of fuck ups.
Right, yeah, and then like I said, and the right hand that sent Spence to the ropes was because he didn't stop the action at that point, and then Ugas did what he had to do.
But he low-key set a fucking screen.
Yeah,
well, honestly, if them ropes wasn't there, Earl still wouldn't have fell anyway.
But I mean, the way
his trajectory was never.
Is it any different than the Floyd Victor Ortiz shit? Really? Yeah. I mean, in terms of like the break in the action or what man? Because
it was way different than Floyd Ortiz.
Did Cole even say, break? Because Spence said he heard.
But he set a screen, and he's like,
yeah, but
you set a screen without saying break. And one motherfucker, he kind of interprets your actions thinking you said break because it's an intense fight. He gets hit twice, goes into the ropes, and like, come on, man.
And then Ugas didn't fall up. I think Ugas either was expecting Cole to either call a knockdown, or he doesn't jump on him.
He should have pounced on him. Yeah, if he pounced on him, then
because he's a fucking sparring partner. Man, his sparring partners ain't supposed to do that. Like, come on, man. I don't know why so many people thought this was going to be a tough fight for Spence. I just don't know why.
I got fooled. I thought it'd be tougher. I mean, it was tough until that.
It was tough to watch.
Well, I think it was after that. But after that little incident, though, that's when Spence, turned all that shit up. Like he wasn't fucking around no more. Like Spence started landing his heavy bag combinations. 1-1-2. 1-2-3. 1-2-2. 1-2.
Uppercut. Right hook.
Like a 9th or 10th round, like you could clearly see fucking Ugas shelling up and not even trying to fight back.
Yeah, and this is where Ugas stood in front of this man and shelled up. Like, you cannot be doing no minimalist shit. You cannot stand in front of Errol Spence and let him tee off on you. Like,
and he has the worst shell up defense ever. Like, how come he's the only person who shell up defense where his face is still in the middle of his fucking gloves and you can hit him?
Exactly. And that's why
he's making it obvious.
Because look, Stan Jonas doesn't stand like that. Mickey Ward don't stand like that. Winky Wright, like the list goes on. Like, and why do we credit this motherfucker to be so crafty and defensive when he does basic shit like this?
And it was doing that is the reason why Errol busted his eye with the uppercut in round 7. Like that's when the fight ended, because that eye swelled up, and Ugas, to his credit, he tried to fight on. He tried to fight with that eye, and
barely.
The doctor, though, the first time around was on some bullshit, because this nigga clearly couldn't see out that fucking eye.
Nah. He wanted Spence to get a few more rounds in. Like, I don't blame him. Like, I needed to make sure, so I'm glad he let it go for the first part, and then it got bigger the second time, and then we was 100% sure he couldn't go on no more. So. Yeah,
and Ugas was trying to say is you can't see. He was having to cover his eyes. He couldn't follow the finger. It was like, and niggas, and it was like, no, don't stop it. It's like, yo, do you want Ugas to?
No, don't stop it.
Yeah. And yep, I see Henny Gott's comments. Henny Spence lumped that boy up like Hearns did Martin. Yep, eventually did. And then Miss 702, shout out to you. Dallas, do it better always. Now, sweetheart, because I have a hate relationship with Dallas because y'all's football team is horrible. So I can't co-sign the Dallas do it better comment. I'm an Eagles guy, so Dallas. I don't know what Dallas, is nah.
Yeah,
Dallas,
and I don't like how y'all kind of beat the Heat the second time. Like I ain't really appreciate that. Like LeBron kind of choked on that shit and it pissed me off. Like I still can't stand this nigga for that shit. Like,
shout out to JJ Barea.
Oh yeah. Like y'all made him a fucking star. Like oh man. Like don't get me started.
Yeah, Henny Gott said, except in football. Yep. Henny Gott, exactly, bro. You already know what time it was.
but boxing, you can't don't nobody else shit on Dallas boxing because that arena was full. People love Spence, and he put on a fucking show. His fights get buzzed, and I'm just so proud that he came back and beat the shit out of Ugas and showed how fucking overrated he is.
Dog, Spence showed me that second half of the fight how much of a fucking dog he is, man. That's like
he's a problem.
The mouthpiece up and it just was a different it just flipped the switch or something, man.
Super Saiyan, he just went into another. It's like when oh fuck, it just hit me. What's with these niggas? I swear, him and Golovkin be having the same career trajectory. Both of these niggas switch went off involving mouthpieces. Once Golovkin knocked dude mouthpiece out, it's like he went like old school Golovkin. Like he turned it around, like just started whooping his ass.
Right.
Once Spence got his shit knocked out.
Yeah.
He turned it around and just went like ultra with that shit.
Yeah, he went Super Saiyan on it. I was impressed.
That shit was crazy.
I was impressed. I mean, I knew he had that cardio and the activity and that work rate, but that motherfucker just kicked it up a notch right there.
And he didn't seem to labor like he did with Swift at times, but then Swift was really trying to win and fight him off, or you guys were just kind of like, I'm here.
Well, can we get real quick? Ugas and Swift both. There were 3-4 times in the Ugas fight, a couple times, not even a knockout where. Did y'all see Spence kind of react a little weird, or is that?
That's what
he got hauled clean. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's what I want to bring up too. And this was the thing that made me raise an eyebrow. Spence, I'm not sure. I've never seen Spence react to these punches before. Spence was reacting to these punches like they were freezing him a little bit. Like
the Swift fight too, a couple times. I swear.
Yeah, and Ugas doesn't have Swift's type of power. It's like, Ugas was.
And he didn't land the Swift quality shots either. Like he was landing straight shots that kind of freeze you. Like they kind of. What's that shit George Foreman used to say? They stiffen your neck.
It just seems like something's weird or awkward with Spence's punch resistance since the crash.
I think the car accident took some of his punch resistance away because the way he was reacting to punches. Because me and my father were looking at it, it's like he's fighting back, but it's clearly the punches that he's taking. He's not taking them the way he used to take them.
Yeah,
he's making up for it with the damn training.
A couple times it gets landed flush. You could just see him like kind of get stunned, visibly stunned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And y'all really want him to fight Thurman? Stop.
Or Bud.
Yeah, and honestly, that's the whole reason why I know it's a big thing on Twitter right now. I was like, I think to myself, like, it'll be a dog fight though, but not Thurman. Crawford may actually hurt Spence like more.
Thurman won too, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Okay, there was like 2 times early in the fight where Spence, I don't know if he was doing this intentionally, but he was going real low and it caused him tripping a couple times. Do you guys remember that? Like there's like 2 or 3 times where Spence would duck real low and kind of get tangled and fall.
Spence. Yeah, that's it. Spence was a little sloppy early, and that didn't alarm me as much as him taking how he's taking some of these punches. So I'm just like thinking to myself, like,
because Ugas punches. You know what? It could be because sometimes Ugas hit you with those lullaby punches where you're so used to just getting off shots on dude. He kind of times you to land the perfect shot, but he's not one of these guys who's a big puncher. So when he lands a shot, is no fight changing shot, you'll feel it. It'd be like, oh shit, like.
And Ugas is a big guy. He's kind of a big guy too.
Yeah, and he's physically strong. That's the thing. But see, if Ugas fought with more gumption, like a guy who just was like, fuck it, if he had some Marcos McDonough or some Tim Bradley in him, I think he could have really tested Spence those times when he kind of got his attention or buzzed him. But he doesn't show any grudge. He doesn't act like it's like he always fucking on Twitter had his chip on his shoulder, this and that, but he don't fight like he got a chip on his shoulder.
Right.
He fight like a nigga that's gonna argue that he should have won afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like good riddance, man. Don't we have a tweet about Crawford Spence that y'all want to talk about real quick?
Well, I do want to mention though that the uppercut, Ugas does have a cracked orbital, so his shit he's gonna be out for a little bit.
Yeah, he won't be.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be out of the ring, but that means he'll have more time to be on Twitter to get his Meek Mill on. Oh,
yeah.
Not if you know what's good for him.
That's the career-altering fight for Ugas. You know what I mean? It was like an eye for an eye.
Oh shit, bars, fucking bars.
True though.
Oh boy.
But yeah, poll time.
All right, so we got a poll. You know what I'm saying? Ring Gang always got the best polls, so Ring Gang strikes again. So the poll's still the elephant. So please go vote. And the question this poll has is, which performance was more impressive? Crawford's TKO of Sean Porter or Spence's TKO of Ugas? We got 94 votes so far. And 60% say Spence was more impressive. And 40% said Crawford was more impressive. Which is fitting because that'll probably be what their purse split ends up being. 40.
That's ironic.
Ours.
Yeah.
So they said the people. I mean, go vote. You can still vote, but the people have spoken, and Spence was more impressive than Crawford in their TKO victories.
Put a 2 for Spence if you thought his victory over Ugas was more impressive. Put a 1 for Crawford if you thought his victory over Porter was more impressive.
So basically, now there should be no obstacles in the way, barring a section of body calling a mandatory, which would be, which would probably piss a lot of people off, for Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford to meet in an undisputed championship fight sometime later this year. It's in April,
both coming off a TKO. Like this need to happen this year.
I don't think that the sanctioning bodies are going to order it simply because they want their hands in the pot. They all want their hands in the pot for this fight. So we'll see.
So and like I said, Twitter is still buzzing. I see the conversations pretty much since the fight was over. It was.
Well, I mean, Porter called. Spence called them. Did the actual proper call out to Crawford.
Yeah. Spence called him out, and then and Crawford would said his thing, and then Spence replied under his tweet. Say less. Type of shit. So so everything is moving towards where it needs to be. Now we're just patiently waiting for
the drama of negotiations for the next half.
Yeah.
Although I hope we don't get that. I hope it's just like Spence Pacquiao, where that should just come out of nowhere and it's made, and we're like, oh shit, no, look at this.
That's not gonna happen. They're gonna be updating us the whole time. Although I will miss those videos of like Crawford going on the beach, like, Errol, where you at? I'm in the beach looking for you. You say you're the big fish.
But to answer the question on the poll was a good question. I felt like I lean towards Crawford like I do in the actual fight, but I just feel like I think highly more of Sean Porter as a fighter than Ugas. That's really the main reason why.
Yeah, well, one TKO has you can't say it's not legitimate, where the other one you can argue about how legitimate it is. But I'm just saying.
Somebody didn't have some fuck nigga, vibes in the KO. I'm just putting it out there.
some K Diddy, Kevin Porter, or Kevin.
Yeah. Kevin. All up in the video.
But we're gonna get
all around the chick.
we're gonna get the fight that we all want to see, and it's gonna be great. I can't wait. But
because like I said, I mean, this is now pretty much the biggest fight you can make in boxing right now, and they better not fucking ruin it.
And I mean, stylistically, I mean, like unlike Pac-Man and Floyd, I mean, this fight stylistically, just on paper, it's a 50-50 fight.
50-50.
Yeah,
it is very 50-50.
And we're gonna pick who we're gonna pick, but I mean, it's really 50-50. Truth.
I mean, I'm gonna take my time on actually making a decision. I'll wait until the fight gets announced and we do the podcast for it, and then I'll sit down and really make a decision.
Y'all saying that, but deep down, each one of y'all know Crawford is going to time him and clip Errol Spence.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still thinking about it. It might happen that way. I don't know. There's just so many ways this could play out that I have to really sit down and really think about this. I'm gonna have to put this together like a damn math equation.
Yeah, because it's a good fight because a part of me feels like if Crawford doesn't knock Spence out, he'll lose.
Yeah, because the activity, the work rate, and it depends. I mean, if Bud can, if
the fight could look like Yordenis Ugas in a way.
If Bud's power,
with Spence being
nigga, I got my money on Crawford, nigga. I got my money on Crawford. Fuck you talking about, nigga. I got my money on Crawford. Spence should have got out of here on this fight. Honestly, I thought Ugas had this nigga, but Ugas didn't stand it to his fucking. Didn't stand it to what it was. He should have realized, like, yo, this is my chance to be this next nigga.
He never realizes that. That's the problem.
Why do niggas not take these fight chances as this is my shot?
He didn't see the opportunity, huh? It felt like
this is my shot.
See
like,
the opportunity.
If you guys would have won this, he would have been the biggest nigga in boxing. Period.
Dude, he beat Pacquiao and he didn't become the biggest.
Listen, if he would have beat Pacquiao and then beat Spence, niggas would have been talking about him different. Let me just say that.
Yeah, of course, yeah,
of course. But we would have been talking about how he barely beat both of them because that's the only way he would have did it. We would have talked about like, yeah, man. I mean, my God. I mean, that's a 115-113 fight with Pac and Spence. Like, I feel him. He would still be like. He would barely make top 10 pound for pound. He would make like number 8 or something.
Number 8 or 7, maybe. But
what did you want to say, Pilot?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think the way Spence. I forgot what I was gonna say. You go ahead, LB. I forgot what I was gonna say.
No, I was laughing. I'm good.
I forgot.
I wasn't saying that. You.
I totally.
Well, hold on. So hold on, y'all. So Henny guy, you really make a $500 bet on Spence versus Bud rolling with Spence? Damn.
Yeah,
I'll take that bet. Who said that? Hennessy, nigga? I got that. I'll take $500 in Hennessy, nigga. Shit.
Hold on, what white Hennessy or what? Like, what kind of Hennessy we dealing with here? Like,
no, I'm good with the regular uniform. I'm good with the regular uniform Hennessy, nigga. I don't need all that fancy schmancy. $500 of the regular shit.
Oh man, that's a fight. Wow. Yeah. But that's the thing, man. Like Crawford be looking damn unstable. Like Crawford be hittable as fuck too.
Lately, yeah. I mean,
not lately. Always, nigga. Like Lundy was getting shots on, dude. Come on.
I feel like he allows it, but I feel like he kind of just rolls with it.
Lorbe was putting hands on him, like so he could be putting hands on, but we'll see.
Fucking Mean Machine gave him the career mode glitch.
Hey, that was a slip, right?
Yeah. His face slipped into the fucking punch and he slipped to the floor. Yeah. A heck of a slip.
Yeah, but honestly, definitely when that fight's announced, I could do, like I said, like the type of activity that will be buzzing in boxing, the energy will be unparalleled, like for real. Like,
And I could finally repost the Thurman Spence Crawford picture I did 3 years ago. And we finally gonna get this fight. I didn't waste my fucking time. Like, and you know, these niggas think, yo, whoever wins, I'm sorry. One of these motherfuckers have to fight Thurman. It would be official duck if these niggas move up and don't fight Thurman.
They're not
there's
going.
No way. That's a duck. That's a
winner.
duck.
I mean, well, it depends because from what I've heard, the winner of this fight wants to go to 154 and fight Jermell Charlo. So being
that's a better fight.
Division,
that's a way better fight.
It's a better ass whooping.
But I was saying, like, if you're gonna fight, if the winner is gonna fight Charlo after, I'm not even gonna knock it. Like,
I won't, but it's a duck. It's a duck.
Bud's 35, so I mean, do you think the age is gonna play? I mean, he's gonna be.
All these niggas is old, man. But who told them to fucking fuck their career off? And
I'm not gonna lie. Either one of them niggas will tee up Thurman.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Thurman looked his best against Barrios, and he's looked in years. You seen fucking Spence get buckled by fucking Ugas no punching ass.
Spence already said he's not fighting Thurman. He even put up a tweet.
He's a certain spite towards.
He said PBC. He said PBC take the L out of Lover.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I mean, you know, Spence has a certain spite. He's a spite with Thurman because Thurman, quote unquote.
His whole shit. Either look, man, look. These niggas' best wins is damn. It's Thurman's fucking best wins 3-4 years after the fact. And neither one ever got the Pacquiao fight.
Yeah, and Thurman lost to Pacquiao. That's the problem. Thurman lost, and that's the reason why Thurman.
It don't matter. He only has a Pacquiao loss. He can't avenge that. Like,
yeah, and
he's still a top 3 welter. Like, he's too important for the era for neither guy to not face him. I'm just saying that.
He lost to Pacquiao, but see, here's the thing. I look at the Pacquiao loss as a testament to Pacquiao's greatness, not a detriment to Thurman.
Thank you.
Losing to Pacquiao to me is like losing to Floyd. You lost to an all-time great. It shouldn't do anything for your standings. It shouldn't bring you down in any standings. You stay right there.
But the era great, your era great has to beat you, and Thurman's era great. The guys who are supposed to be Spence and Crawford, who are looked at the era greats that he's in, they haven't beaten him.
As the Thurman,
that's a bad look.
What were you going to say, Pat? What were you going to say? No, what? You disagree with what I'm saying?
No, let's put it this way. But the Pacquiao loss for Thurman, he had to go back to the drawing board. And right now, I mean, dude's fighting fucking Barrios, which I absolutely hate. I should have done that fight because that wasn't a good fight. I don't care what anybody says. He should have been in the ring with no fucking.
Until he loses, he's the biggest, best name, the most respectful name at welterweight.
Listen.
Until he loses again,
They shouldn't be able to freeze him out just because he lost to Pacquiao. Like the Pacquiao loss shouldn't have affected him like that. Like how you going? And it's not like either of those two fought Pacquiao. So it's not like they can say, so, like, how you going to cheerlead off another man's work? We don't do that.
Well, I mean, Spence and Thurman have issues. They've had issues. That's
it's a manufactured issue. It's no real issue. Look, Thurman did not duck fucking Spence. Spence only says that shit because that's what Floyd and his fanboys, his stands, all put out there.
LDBC.
Yeah, well, let's put
the timing was never right for the fight. That's just honest.
It's true, but it looked like a duck, and Spence is spiteful. And I feel like Thurman got wedged in between the era of welterweights. Thurman got kind of like wedged in between the Floyd and Paulie don't want to not saying Paulie, the Floyd and Manny and all them, and then there was Spence, Crawford, and Thurman was just kind of in that.
Yeah, because Thurman.
And he was so ahead of them that he was able to fucking be out of the game for 2 years, and for them niggas to finally catch up. If you think about it,
basically, yeah, the injuries and all that played a role.
So he just don't. He was at
welterweight,
not fighting him. That's all I'm saying.
If Thurman Spence happens, it's not going to happen at welterweight. I'll say that it's not going to happen at that way.
It's cool if it don't happen at welterweight. I'm just saying, if they fight at 150, 154, I don't care. It just. One of them needs to eventually fight, dude. Like, it's just not a good look for you can't be the best welter for this era, be all the same age, and not have fought Keith Thurman. This is not an Andre Canelo situation. Like, this is different.
If Thurman's getting froze out, then Crawford was getting froze out. I mean, it's the same. It's one or the other, bro. Like, it's, you know, they all have their own issues right now. But, you know,
still not a good look. I mean, all this freezing out shit. All I'm saying, if these niggas end up fighting, if these niggas don't finish their career fighting without fighting, dude, it's just not a good look, man. The boxing guys will deal with that.
Well, I mean, we'll see how that goes. I mean, it depends who Thurman's fighting next. You know, if reports are, you know, accurate, you know, his next opponent is not going to make a lot of people happy. Especially if you're a Thurman fan, because
he just trying to stay undefeated because he trying to put pressure on the bigger names to fight him, and that's why I love it's some whole shit because who's the third biggest name at welterweight?
I mean, it's
Keith Thurman.
I mean, Spence and this Crawford right now. I mean, really,
I said the third, but
everyone else is pretty much expendable at this particular time.
Dude, it's literally Spence, Crawford, Thurman, and then everybody else. I mean, Boots is at stature, but Boots isn't a money fight. That's like a negative money fight. That's a ass whooping. That's a career on the line fight.
And if Thurman ducked Spence, then Spence is ducking Boots. I can't have it both ways.
That's exactly. Yep.
And so, what's the easier fight for Spence and Spence?
Because Spence has made the comment.
Boots or Thurman?
Say again.
But I was saying, just looking at it this way, like, what's the easier fight for someone like Spence and Crawford, but at this age, this late in the game, Thurman or Boots?
Thurman.
Exactly. That's why that's why it's like, dude, either fight him or you gotta fight one of these young niggas. You either gonna have to fight Thurman, Boots, Stan Jonas, or Virgil Ortiz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Stan Jonas is definitely gonna be some of these men though soon enough.
And shout out to Joshua O. That's exactly what it is. Spence stands called Thurman a duck for night fighting Errol when Keith was a unified champ. But when Spence said that Ennis does nothing for him, it's cool. Like, come on,
facts, Mr. Kogi. That's facts, brother.
That's facts. That's all we saying. Like, y'all not gonna get away with freezing Keith Thurman out and then not fighting these young niggas either. Like, you freeze out Keith Thurman, all right, do it, whatever, fine, fuck it. But fucking fight Boots, fight Ortiz, somebody, like one of them young guns, because they all a hard fight. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, so like I said, man, I personally can't wait till this fight's announced, man. The fuckery that's gonna happen on boxing Twitter, boxing social media, mainstream sports media, like this shit's gonna have a lot of attention for damn sure, man. And I personally can't wait. And it's good. I guess it's a somewhat good segue to go into our final topic of the night of a fight that should probably have as much attention as